Support LaneSide. Get something cool.
Hey everybody, and welcome back to another edition of LaneSide Reviews. As always, I'm the bearded beast, Rob Johnson, and as you can tell from this opening, I'm still injured, which means we're going to be looking at a more rev-dominant / two-handed review for some new equipment. But don't worry, Scoops and Old Guy Wayne will be back soon doing one-handed reviews going forward. So until then, why don't we go LaneSide and see how today's equipment stacks up?
All right, here we are in the shop, and we're going to be looking at the new ETHOS from Brunswick. Now, this ball is kind of a, I don't want to say spiritual successor, because it's actually probably just better than the jabs that we've seen over the last few years. And that's saying something, because those jabs were really, really good. Even I adored the carbon one that came out just last year. But what we're seeing here is a new cover stock and a brand new core shape. We'll talk a little bit about this during the video, but we've got the kind of a modified jab core with a flip block now, which is going to give us a little bit more continuation. When we talk about the jabs, we're talking about balls that tend to get down lane. They're very clean, something that we can go to, that we need a late hooking, controllable ball. The ETHOS has potentially a little bit more flair, which might give a little bit more hook, but I'm not quite sure. This is a brand new ball. So what I did is I went with my standard layout here. We went 4x5x2 PAL. So we know a 4-inch pin to pap is going to be pretty high flare. A 5-inch second number, that's going to be not quite continuous, but not quite really fast response rolly forward. So we know that this ball, when it sees friction, it's going to see it pretty good, but it's not going to be so uncontrollable when it hooks that we're just not going to be able to use it. And then we've got a 2.5-to-1 ratio, second number to third number. That means it's going to be fairly fast response when it sees friction. And, you know, if you look at the dual angle on that, we're looking at 60x4x45. So it's going to have medium length, very high flare. And it's not going to jump when it sees friction, but it's going to have a lot of energy when it gets there. So it's definitely going to want to hook. But there's only one way for us to find out if this brand new core, cover stock, and the layout we've chosen is going to work for us. That's by taking it LaneSide, seeing how it stacks up. All right, here we are down on the lanes in Barrie, and we're bowling on the easiest of easy house shots. And as we said, we're looking at the new ETHOS from Brunswick. Ooh, look at that strike. Yes, it is called the ETHOS. We looked it up. It's the King's English, don't you know? As we said in the opening, this is the spiritual successor to the jab line. When last we left our jabs, we had the carbon, one of my favorites of the jabs, because it was so easy to get down lane. It did not miss that friction down lane. It was always getting through the pins. But now we have the ETHOS. So what's different in this ball? This ball has a brand new cover stock, kind of, but a brand new core. This core is, well, if you look at it, it's very different. It kind of looks like they took a jab core or a quantum core, and they flipped it around and slapped some what'd they call it? A cast-in donut. It's a flip block. But they put that on the bottom of it, and it kind of looks like a cool little bell jar thing. Basically, the practical upshot of this is, with that cast-in donut on the bottom, it takes some of the mass away from the center. It creates a little bit more instability, which creates a little bit more flare. It sees that mid lane. You have confidence in it seeing that mid lane, just like I have confidence in leaving a 4-pin. But it's going to have just a tiny bit stronger reaction in the back end. My only complaint with my carbon was that sometimes it got a little forward. When there was too much friction, it came off the end of the pattern and it rolled forward rather than being continuous. This cast-in donut, this flip block, allows the ball to keep hooking, to keep being continuous. That way you can split the 8-9. Your ball's hitting 5 pins. It's easier for you to carry. Now, what's the same kind of in this ball is the Savvy Hook cover stock. Now, when we saw the Savvy Hook cover stock, that was on the, what was it, the Midnight Blue Melee and the Black Uppercut, the Pearl one. But they've taken this, obviously they've added HK22. When you add HK22, everything becomes like 150,000% better. But no sparkles. No sparkles yet. But this cover and core combination has given us something pretty cool. You can see I have had a pretty easy time of getting that ball to come back from everywhere. You've seen me throw it inside. That was like a 2-board shot, and it still made it back. This has given me something that I can confidently go to later. Now, this isn't going to be the first ball that I grab if I've got to move left. Like, if I've thrown my benchmark ball and I've got to move left, I need to open the lane up a little bit more. I'm still going to go to a hybrid ASIM, but I know, say I've been throwing my purple hammer or urethane or my benchmark ball, and I need something that I can, a little bit later in my games, move left, get it through the front part of the lanes that are now so chewed up, and still have it see the mid lane and hook. This is the kind of ball I want. So this is our late hook ball. Now, I'm just going to keep moving. I'm going to keep moving left because this thing just seems to recover from everywhere. You see, I slowed it down, moved it into the oil there. The first time I threw that one, yeah, I got it a little bit on the head pin. I'm still getting better at two-handed. You think I've only been doing this since February. So that one, I took a little bit more time, got it out to my mark. Carried nicely. You can see I slowed it down a little bit more just because it is a pearl. We wanted to make sure that we got it through that heavy oil, and it was going to change direction when it saw friction. We didn't get that one out as far out to the weeds that we did the shot before, so we had to make sure that when it saw that friction much farther down lane in front of the pins, it was able to get through the 8-9. So let's see if I ever get back onto screen here. Oh, come on, Rob, you can do it. Oh, maybe not, but oh man, look how that ball makes me look so much better on that shot. I got around that one. My balance was off, and yet that ball still got down lane, saw the friction, and got through the pins. It's when a ball matches up to the bowler, when you've got the cover and the layout matching up with the bowler, he can make an awful shot like that and still get a good reaction. So we're going to keep moving here because what I want to really find out, most people, when they think they've got a late hook ball, they think, oh, well, I got to throw it on the dry. And that's not exactly what it's for. It's, as we said, we want this ball to get through the front part of the lane and then see the friction and then hook. We don't want it to hook in the front part of the lane. But what can we get this ball to do? I wonder if we keep moving left, maybe if we slow it down even a little bit more, I wonder what this ball would look like. Because there's always the option for the high-speed players to put a little bit more surface on. Rather than taking some surface off and getting it to go longer, in theory, you can put a little more surface on this one and get it to shape, too. And you can see there, even in this fresh oil, I was able to move. That last shot there, I was... Good Lord, I'm starting in the 40 board range there, and was still able to get it shaped. So we've got a lot of potential here. Not just a ball that we can, you can see me throwing it left-handed here. Whoa! Not just a ball that we can throw later in the block, but something potentially that we can have a lot of versatility with, something that we can change surfaces with. And I love that for arsenal building. Let me tell you, when I'm trying to put together... Here I am, here with my Rattler. When I'm trying to put together a bag of 6 balls to go to a tournament for any bowler, I want the balls that no matter what we send down there with a quick surface adjustment, we can get it to match up to the playing field. You know, the friction of the lanes or the lack of or the amount of oil. You can see, wow. Look at how that ball came off the side. Wow, look at how it came off, all of that friction on the side there. Sorry, that left me a little speechless there. I was not prepared for that in the comparison. You can see it here in the slow motion. That ball got out farther, it was a little bit earlier, but you could see how much more angular it was coming off. Good Lord, that was at least 5 boards, and that was a ton of hook down lane. Look at how it saw that friction and recovered. And we're going to throw the rattler just so you can get a better look at it here. You can see how smooth that one is coming off. We're getting it out to maybe around the 5 to 7 board. Now watch what happens when we bring that ethos in, because this is mind-blowing to me. This was a bigger reaction than I thought it was. Watch it come off the side there. Good heavens. That's about maybe 3 feet earlier. I know I've gotten it to go about 3 feet later. About 5 more boards hook, but man, such a difference in the shape. That is a super, super angular shape I've been able to create there. And here we are in the slow motion. And look at it just peel off. Oh, love it. So if you are looking for a ball for later in the block that is, you're going to be able to get through the oil and get to hook down lane, or if you want something you're going to put some surface on that's going to be symmetrical that you can hook the lane with, there is going to be nothing better to put in your bag than the new ETHOS. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss a show. So until next time, guys, we'll see you laneside.